Hello and welcome to Home Inspector M.D. And today we're talking about an important subject for all people looking to buy a home. What is a home inspection? And what do home inspectors do or don't do during a home inspection? There are many misconceptions that we're going to try to demystify in this video. First, what is a home inspection and why is it important? Well, it's a visual inspection of a house by a third party that gives you an overview of the property and looks at all the systems of a house. Inspectors only report on what we visually see. Now we're talking about the roof, exterior, electrical, structure, heating and cooling, interior space, and plumbing. A report is then created based on the findings, with the most important issues presented first. Think of a home inspection as another tool a buyer can use to help them decide if this home is worth buying. Face it, you may spend 20 minutes walking in a home, then decide to drop $2 million of your hard-earned money on it? Really? That sounds kind of insane when you may spend more time investigating and buying a new car than a house. This tool can also save you money. When brought to the attention of the seller, you may provide counteroffers with documented issues that you may insist they fix or lower the cost. The focus of the inspection is on safety and performance. Are there things in the house that are a safety hazard to your family? From electrical wiring issues to the lack of ground fault protection in the bathroom and kitchens, inspectors test a sample number of electrical receptacles for operation. Now, why is that important? Well, if wired incorrectly, which many older homes have, it can lead to electrical shock. A key part of any inspection is also the electrical panel, because over the years, it can be both a safety and a fire hazard. There are other potential health hazards in the house. How about potential toxic gas leaks from your furnace, or toxic car gas fumes that can enter your home from your garage? Then you have trip hazards from your floors to issues dealing with stairs. Is there proper guardrails and handrails for all stairs in the house? This makes falling a real hazard, especially with kids. This is the point of a home inspection, to review issues that are meant to protect you and your family. For performance, do the systems in the house work as they should? So, does the furnace work properly, or is it near end of life? The same goes for the water heater and the air conditioner. Now, why is that important to you? Well, you don't want to buy a house only to find out that you need to replace the furnace, air conditioner, or water heater, which would cost you thousands of dollars. One of the most important performance indicators inspectors look for is how well the house sheds water away from the house. But think about it for one second. What is the biggest concern for any new homeowner when buying a house? Water. From the roof to the eaves, downspouts, and down to the slope of the soil around the house. Does the house shed water away effectively? Because it can result in leaks in the basement or attic. Now, let's move on to what a home inspector is not. First, it's not 100% guarantee. The job is to reduce the risk, not eliminate it. It's also not intrusive. We do not tear down walls or move large furnitures to find issues. That's a myth. It's also not a code-compliant inspection. We will not cite specific codes, such as electrical, and say it just doesn't match this code. But many of the issues that are reported on could be based on code. And we cannot identify every single problem in a home. It's impossible given the short time frame and that many problems cannot be seen. We also cannot predict future problems. Finally, a home inspector does not give a thumbs up or a thumbs down at the end of the inspection. We do not say to clients, you should or should not buy a house. That would be overstepping our boundaries. When it comes to the question of are home inspectors licensed or not, Well, that depends on where you live, which determines if a home inspector requires a license. In this area, I think America has done a better job in being organized than Canada. In Canada, it depends on the province, but many are not regulated. Although there are organizations, such as the Ontario Association of Home Inspectors, that provide a guideline and standard. Organizations such as INRACHI also provide certifications across North America. And the most widespread way of getting an education, and the most accepted path in Canada, is going through the Carson Dunlop training standard from the many colleges that offer here in Canada. But there is one thing that binds everyone in America and Canada together, and that's what we call the standard of practice. There are different versions of it, but they're all very similar. This is a document that tells the home inspector what they should and should not be doing in a home inspection. Basically, a set of guidelines that each home inspector can follow, which can ensure quality and performance. For example, we use normal operating controls, not safety controls. A faucet is a normal control, but we don't test safety controls such as a pressure relief valve. And here is just a sample section of the standard of practice document to give you an idea. The standard of practice also outlines what we report to the client. Our reports should be clear and organized for each system of the house. And each system is divided into 3 parts. In part 1, it's the description of the system. Now that can be the type of roof material, type of electrical panel, what's the energy source, or type of siding material. Basically, a database of information about the house. In part 2, we have limitations. What is not part of the inspection and why? And this could be just areas that were inaccessible for safety reasons. The roof is a good example. Too high or too steep, or if there was snow on the roof, the inspector would not be able to walk on it or even see its condition. Or parts of the property that are not attached to the house, such as a shed. Now, part 3 is observations and recommendations. This is the meat of the report, where we comment on the issues we find and what implications that issue has on the house or people. Then we assist the client in providing possible recommendations for that issue. Home inspectors also follow a code of ethics guidelines. This is a standard in the industry and every inspector should follow it. These are common sense guidelines, such as inspectors should not receive payment for repair work on issues they find. Inspectors should not receive payment from anyone else other than the client. Or inspectors should only report on what they see and know. Otherwise, don't make things up. Finally, a common question is repair costs. We generally do not provide specific repair costs on large fixes. And the reason is, if a contractor is sent to fix an issue, and they may find other issues that were hidden, that may inflate the cost significantly. So if you need an estimate, get a professional contractor to provide a more accurate estimate. And that's the only way you know for sure what the costs are. But we do provide a general cost guide that is part of the home reference book that we give you with the completed report. The guide has a section on general costs for common repairs to give you a start. So that's our quick look into the home inspection profession, and hopefully this demystifies some assumptions about what home inspectors do. If you find the information here useful, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and think about us in your next home inspection. Hey, want more videos such as this? Check these out.